The reason we decided to research this topic is that most research on problems of professional competency focuses on the student with the problems or on gatekeeping procedures, with really little attention paid to how the student with problems of professional competency affects other students in a training program. Specifically to the counseling profession, there's been no study looking at doctoral students. Psychology had looked at that, but the counseling profession had not. So this was something that we thought was important as counselor educators to have some knowledge. Okay. So I guess to kind of bridge the gap, Susan and I surveyed doctoral students in K-CREP accredited programs on their knowledge of peers' problems of professional competency. The results of our study, what we found that the majority of our population, doctoral students in K-CREP accredited programs, were aware of peers with problems of professional competency. And unfortunately, they were negatively impacted by these interactions with their peers. The most common problems of professional competency that they stated that they found in their peers were their peers' inability to regulate emotions and their peers' unprofessional behavior. And we defined in our survey as unprofessional behavior, lying, academic dishonesty, excessive tardiness, and absences. Participants reported that the biggest effect on them of being in a program with a peer that had problems with professional competency was the disruption of their learning environment. Further, they were really frustrated with us as counselor educators for allowing these peers to continue in their doctoral training. And they were worried about our profession, the future of our profession with them getting doctoral degrees. So this is really important information for us to know as counselor educators. We provide some recommendations, Susan and I do, based on the findings of the study. I'll highlight a couple for y'all today. First of all, our findings show that faculty members need to be more diligent in assessing for and addressing problematic behaviors related to professional and interpersonal functioning. This isn't always easy for us as educators because typically we're assessing based on academic skills. But we know as professional counselors and counselor educators that's important for us to look at those comportment behaviors also. So to enhance the gatekeeping with doctoral students, we suggest programs implement a competency checklist to assess these students' behaviors after each course. And in the article, we provide a sample checklist for y'all to use for that. We also found from the results of our study that highlighted doctoral students were frustrated when they perceived that their peers' problems of professional competency were not being addressed. About 75% of our participants wanted more information on how to identify a peer with problems of professional competency, and 86% wanted information on how to respond to a peer with problems of professional competency. So it seems we need to be a little more transparent regarding our protocols because we all know we're engaging in gatekeeping, but we need to let the students know what the procedures are. We suggest training for students to include educating them on what constitutes a problem of professional competency. So what really is, for the ACA Code of Ethics, they use the term impairment. What is an impairment that would affect their ability to be successful counselor educators? And how does how being in a cohort or in a program with a doctoral student with problems of professional competency, how that might affect them? So be honest, be transparent. These are some of the reactions you might need, and these are the supports in place. What are the students' ethical responsibilities regarding that? We're supposed to be our own gatekeepers in our profession and monitor that. But there seems to be in our research some confusion about what they think their responsibility is as a student. They don't want to be like a rat or narc on their peer, but what are their responsibilities to be transparent with that? Protocols for reporting peers' problems of professional competency to the faculty. A lot of them reported that they needed more information. They wanted to know how to do this. Be transparent on this is the protocol. This is what they do. And we kind of line that out in our article. Faculty members' limitations regarding what they can discuss regarding another student. In our study, they were frustrated with the faculty for not addressing, but in truth, the faculty could have been addressing it. But because of privacy considerations and students due process rights, we can't discuss this as faculty with them. We need to be transparent in explaining that to them. And then let them also know that they may never know what happens, but that this is the policies in place. So I think that Susan, I believe that transparency can help kind of address some of the students' frustration.